It was a normal Wednesday morning in Millbrook, until 2-day-old baby Emma's heart stopped. But when Sarah Chen got to her keyboard, she saw the problem was much bigger. 12 American cities were under simultaneous attack, and this was just the beginning. Hello, welcome to the Last Stand channel. How tech-savvy are you? What would you do in a situation like this? Share your thoughts in the comments. Sarah Chen had been running Chen's Connect Internet Cafe in Millbrook for 3 years. At 32, she was energetic and outgoing. Medium height, black hair, always smiling. That's how everyone knew her. Her cafe was in the heart of town, on Main Street, 200 meters from the hospital. Her 20-computer cafe was a meeting point for students, seniors, and workers. Everyone called her Tech Sarah and came to her for the smallest computer problems. Sarah's favorite customer was 78-year-old Mr. Thompson. Every Wednesday, he'd video chat with his grandchildren, and Sarah would provide tech support. "Sarah, dear, what would I do with these machines without you?" he'd say with a laugh. But Sarah had a side nobody knew about. In her private office behind the cafe, she had equipment that would never be found in a normal internet cafe. A 4-monitor custom workstation, military-grade network cards, encrypted communication systems, advanced security software. This equipment would never be found in a normal internet cafe. At night, after customers left, Sarah would lock the doors, close the curtains, and focus on her real work. Her screens would show constantly changing codes, network traffic analysis, worldwide cyber threat maps. The strangest part was her access to the city's critical infrastructure. Power grid, water distribution system, hospital networks. A normal civilian couldn't access these systems. Wednesday morning, November 9th, 8:30 a.m., Sarah opened her cafe. As always, Mr. Thompson had arrived early. "Good morning, Sarah, dear. I'm talking to my grandson today. Will you help me again?" "Of course, Mr. Thompson, just like always." At 9:00 a.m., college students started arriving. Lisa was doing math homework. Mike was playing online games. Jenny was chatting with friends. It was a normal day. Sarah maintained her routine, help customers, make coffee, solve technical problems. But occasionally she'd check the city systems on her special computer. At 9:45 a.m., Sarah noticed something strange on her special screen. There were abnormal patterns in the city's internet traffic. Low-level probing attacks were being conducted on critical systems. "Strange," she murmured. "This looks like a reconnaissance phase." Power grid control systems, water distribution network, hospital information center, 911 emergency call system, all were being systematically scanned. Sarah's heart raced. She'd seen these patterns before. But that was a long time ago, in a very different life. At 10:15 a.m., the electrical transformer in the northern part of town exploded. A large column of flames rose, then power went out in that area. "What was that?" asked Mr. Place Thompson, looking out the window. "Probably just a technical malfunction, Mr. Thompson, don't worry." But Sarah was worried. On her special screen, she was observing coordinated attacks on the power grid's control systems. This wasn't an accident. At 10:30 a.m., traffic lights stopped working. Chaos began at intersections. People were honking. Arguments were breaking out. "Sarah, the internet's slow too," said Lisa. "I can't upload my assignment." At 10:45 a.m., the main natural gas line on the east side of town exploded. A loud explosion was heard, windows shook. People panicked and rushed outside. "My God, what's happening?" Jenny screamed. Sarah looked out the window. A large cloud of smoke was rising from the east side. Fire sirens were wailing, but they couldn't move because the traffic lights weren't working. At 11:00 a.m., the water pump station collapsed. Water pressure dropped in the southern part of town. Faucets ran dry. "Sarah, there's no water at home," called one of her customers. "What's happening in this town?" At 11:15 a.m., Nurse Williams ran to the cafe. She was in tears, out of breath. "Sarah, there's a major crisis at the hospital. Power's out, generators are running, but all computer systems have crashed." "Calm down, Nurse Williams, what's happening?" "We have 8 premature babies. Incubators are running manually. Heart monitors are resetting. Emma's, you remember that 2-day-old baby, her heart stopped twice." Sarah's face went white. She remembered Emma. Born 2 days ago, so small, so fragile. There's more. Williams continued. 15 injured from the gas explosion came in, but we can't access patient files because computers are down. Blood bank system crashed. Sarah started getting customers to leave. Sorry everyone, we have technical issues, closing early. But Sarah, said Mr. Plaistons. Thompson, I was going to talk to my grandson. Tomorrow, Mr. Thompson, I promise. After everyone left, Sarah locked the doors, closed the curtains. She moved to her special workstation and began real analysis. The horrible truth appeared on her screens. This wasn't just Millbrook. Cincinnati, Toledo, Akron, Dayton, Columbus, Cleveland. 12 Ohio cities were under coordinated attack simultaneously. This is a national-level attack, she murmured, and it'll take hours for the FBI to organize. Sarah had two choices. Stay a normal citizen and wait for authorities to arrive, or risk her identity and intervene. Just then, her phone rang. From Nurse Williams. Sarah, we lost Emma. Her heart stopped. We couldn't revive her. The incubator system kept resetting so we couldn't intervene. Sarah dropped the phone. Little Emma's face flashed before her eyes. 2 days of life ended. No, she said to herself, I won't lose the others. Memories flashed in Sarah's mind. NSA Cyber Operations Center. Night shifts at Fort Meade, a brilliant 24-year-old analyst. 8 years ago, she'd made a critical error in an operation. Civilian identity information had been compromised. It wasn't her fault, but she took responsibility. She resigned, decided to live a normal life, but Emma died, and other babies would die too. Sarah opened her special phone, activated the encrypted line. She called her former team leader Jackson at NSA. Agent Jackson, this is Sarah Chen. Sarah? My God, you've been missing for 8 years. We thought you were dead. Jeff, emergency. 12 Ohio cities under coordinated cyber attack. A 2-day-old baby died in Millbrook. 7 more are dying. Sarah, you're no longer with the agency. You don't have intervention authority. Jeff, listen to me. There are gas explosions. Hospitals crashed. Water system down. People are dying. Jackson heard the urgency in her voice. Sarah, give me 10 minutes. I'll talk to the NSA director. 15 minutes later, Jackson called back. Sarah, you have temporary authorization. Cyber Command team will support you as coordinator. But be careful, this is huge. Thanks, Jeff. Time to save the children. Sarah connected to NSA's encrypted network. A 20-person team from Cyber Command was supporting her. She wasn't alone anymore. Agent Chen, said Command, we've identified the attackers. Eastern European-based APT-47 group, state-sponsored. Hospital systems priority, said Sarah. I need to save Emma's friends. Sarah launched coordinated counterattack with the NSA team. First, she focused on Millbrook Hospital's power grid. She used NSA's special tools to penetrate the attacker's system. Command, I've gained access to hospital generator control. Copy that, Agent Chen, restoring power grid. At 1:30 p.m., Millbrook Hospital's power returned. Dr. Martinez immediately called. Sarah, it's a miracle. Power's back. Systems are working. Doctor, how are the other babies? Michael and Jenny were critical but now stable. Sarah, how is this possible? Not finished yet, Doctor. I need to secure the whole city. At 2:00 p.m., the attackers noticed Sarah's intervention. They began investigating who she was and where she was located. Agent Chen, said Command, attackers are trying to identify you. Hide your location. Too late, said Sarah, looking at her screen. They found my IP address. They know the cafe's address. Sarah checked the street from security cameras. A black SUV was approaching from a distance. Command, my position is compromised. Enemy has location fix. Agent Chen, FBI tactical team is en route. Hold for 5 minutes. The black SUV stopped in front of the cafe. 3 armed men got out. Sarah prepared to exit through the back door, but it was too late. The men had surrounded the cafe. Command, I'm surrounded. No exit. Just then, FBI vehicles came from the other end of the street. Agent Rodriguez's team sprang into action. This is FBI. Drop your weapons. When the gunmen saw the FBI, they started a firefight. Sarah hit the floor, hiding behind tables. Bullets shattered the cafe's windows. Sarah was trying to protect her special computer. The operation had to continue. Command, firefight ongoing. About to lose connection. Agent Chen, continue the operation. FBI will protect you. Heavy gunfire could be heard outside. The FBI team was systematically advancing, pushing back the attackers. At 2:15 p.m., the firefight ended. Agent Rodriguez knocked on the cafe door. Agent Chen, FBI, you're safe. Sarah opened the door. Rodriguez was wounded, with a bandage on his arm. Agent Rodriguez, you're injured. It's nothing, ma'am. Finish the operation. 12 cities are waiting for your coordination. Sarah returned to her computer. She began restoring systems in 12 cities in coordination with the NSA team. Command, Cincinnati Hospital. Power restored. 15 babies saved. Toledo? Water system active. Gas secure. Dayton? Emergency services operating. 23 injured under treatment. At 4:30 p.m., systems in all 12 cities were completely restored. Hospitals working, power stable, water flowing, gas secure. Agent Chen said command, operation successful, 12 cities secure. How many babies did we save? 89 premature babies, command, all stable. Sarah couldn't hold back her tears. She couldn't save Emma, but they'd saved 89 other babies. FBI agent Rodriguez came to Sarah's side. Agent Chen, we know what happened 8 years ago. You made a mistake but took responsibility. I couldn't save Emma. But you saved Jenny, Michael, and 89 other babies in 12 cities. Sarah looked out the window. The hospital was working again, traffic lights normal, people returning home. The NSA director made a video call. Agent Chen, we want you back. We need you at Cyber Command. Sir, I live in Millbrook. I have ties with the people here. Agent Chen, today you showed that you're needed not just by Millbrook, but by America. I have one condition, sir. Millbrook will be under special protection. This city will always be safe. Agreed. Welcome back, Agent Chen. Sarah made the Internet Cafe NSA's Remote Operations Center. Now she protected both Millbrook and the country. Dr. Tuhelville G02Hel24 Halves. Martinez hung a plaque at the hospital for Sarah. In memory of Emma and to Agent Sarah Chen's heroism, 89 babies are alive because of you. Mr. Thompson came to the cafe's reopening. Sarah dear, you really are very special, but you're still our tech Sarah to us. Tell us in the comments, do you know someone in your life who's tech savvy like Sarah? We want to hear their stories, and if you think more of these stories need to be told, hit that subscribe button. Sarah Chen still lives in Millbrook today. She works for NSA but never forgets Emma. Every life she saves is for that little baby she lost. If these powerful stories appeal to you too, don't forget to subscribe to the Last Stand channel. We'll continue to bring you more hero stories every week. Sometimes heroes arrive late, but they never give up.